Guys, welcome to the broadcast. This is Mia Redrick and the Mom Strategist. Tonight we're going to be talking about how to create product. It's for the Moms Academy. I'm going to give you guys a minute to get on. I'm going to wait for you guys. 1 second. It's a private broadcast tonight for the Moms Academy. Welcome. Hey, Tara. This is Mia here. I had some technical difficulties. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the scope tonight. We're going to be talking about how to create product. Got a great topic lined up for you guys tonight. So I'm going to give everybody a minute to sign on. I'm going to give everyone a minute to sign on. I couldn't get a couple of people on. So anyway, how are you tonight? How many you like my laugh? My kids talk about my laugh all the time. Said it sounds like an animal. Are you having a good night tonight? I just want to give the other ladies time to sign on because this is a new format. I had actually signed on and then I couldn't get a couple of them into the scope. So, and it looks like you dropped off. So I'm going to give it a minute, give you guys time to sign on. And tonight we're going to be talking about how to create product. And this is essential, something essentially that you just need to know how to do if you or if you're an expert. Hey, if some more people are joining us, great. I wanted to give you guys time to sign on. Just say hi and introduce yourselves. Introduce yourselves tonight. I know it's a new platform, so everyone's getting used to it. This is my very first Periscope coaching session. So I'm excited about using this platform in this way and being able to share with you guys. So I wanted to give people time to sign on. Hey, Victoria, good to see you. I know that Tara's here also. We're waiting for a few others. So let me just kind of get started because you guys are, this is going to be a big call. So hopefully you have some paper and pen near you. And also the scope is going to be videotaped, and so you'll get a copy of it also. I'll give you a copy of it as well. It'll go inside the Moms Academy, okay? Victoria, Tara is saying hello to you. But I'm excited about this this format because I think it's going to be an easy way for me to answer your questions in real time. Now tonight, before I get started, I want to just cover some details for you guys who are in the Moms Academy. I want to make sure that you go finding your way around, okay? So inside the Moms Academy, you have two tracks of education. One are the self-care tracks, which are 365 things that you can do for yourself every single day. The program is time released for your convenience to use however you want. There are ebooks, there are audios, there are videos. You'll see that each month different content will download for you and be available for your new fresh content. Then there are our coaching calls here. And then these coaching calls are videotaped coaching calls that I'll put them inside the portal. And then if you have any questions for me, you'll see that there's a place where you can always write questions or leave comments for each of the particular videos. And then I'll answer those for you also in real time. Hi there. By now, you should also be inside the Mom Strategy community. So if you're not in the Mom Strategy community, you need to send me an email at mia_redrick@findingdefinitions.com so that I can add you to that, okay? So I can add you to that. All right. So I'm going to get started, and then when the other ladies join, then they will catch up and they'll be able to catch the replay, which is so cool too. Okay. So you guys already know me, and so there's no need for me to introduce myself. Tonight's going to be all about how to create content and And let me just say that content in my business changed my business. And one of the things that I'm going to always say to you guys, because I learned this years ago, was that you are content. And the way that I want you to look at yourself and the ideas that you have is to understand that you are content. So when I first got started in business, I didn't understand that. Actually, I remember my coach saying to me, I wanted to create product. I didn't have any product. I didn't have any books, any CDs, any audios, anything. And I was really struggling with, like, how do I create content? And she said to me very simply, you are content. And I was like, what? Like, how? Like, I couldn't even understand how that was possible. And now I look back and I think, I am content, and so are you. And so tonight we're going to talk about how to create product. Literally, I'm going to share with you how I created product over the years. And I think in sharing my story with you, you'll be able to learn so many other ways that you can create content that you probably haven't been thinking about that's like really easy and effortless. So my story is really that when I got started in business, my very first products, I had in-law problems. So if you know me, you know that I was struggling. I had in-law issues. I really wanted to solve. I couldn't figure out how to build a better dynamic between me and my mother-in-law. And so every time I was around her, to shift the energy of being in her company, I decided to start writing down the things that she would say so that I could figure out how to solve those in a way that would be affirming and positive. And that's how I generated the content for my first ebook. I didn't write my first ebook tip, okay? Didn't write it. I literally just had an idea, which was how to help people come up with better solutions in terms of dealing with their in-laws when things don't work out. Because everything I had heard was that eventually you and your mother-in-law would get along, and my mother-in-law and I, that wasn't what was happening. And I thought this could support someone else. So whenever you're creating content, start with like a real reason. It's really like it needs to be something that's relevant, either something that's true to who you are, a situation that you're dealing with, things that you're talking about already. You are content. And when I understood that, making content, creating content became easier and easier. So my first piece of content was really a 40-page ebook. I didn't write it. I went to a site, which I'm going to recommend to you guys. It's called Upwork. It was called Elance at one time, which is an outsourcing site where you can outsource anything that you need to have done, and someone else can ghostwrite it for you. I paid about $150 to have someone ghostwrite for me an ebook that was 40 pages that I was going to sell. Now, when you're creating content, you can do a lot of different things with content. You can use your content like an ebook to as a lead generator for your website, meaning people come to your site, they get a free download, and you can give away content for that. Or you can use something like an ebook and sell what you know. You can put it on your site and sell the book for $9.99 and people can buy it. Or you can also take the ebook like I did and set up a separate web page altogether, and it's just a page to generate leads and to generate profit for what you know. So, and I didn't write any of it. So the most important thing is that I didn't write the ebook. I paid $150 for it. I outsourced it through a source called Upwork. You can use Fiverr, Fiverr, or you can use Upwork, upwork.com. And when you get to Upwork, what you'll see is that you can outsource for ghostwriters. Look under, writing and editing. You can choose who you want to work with. You'll see profiles there of people who do all kinds of writing projects. You could have them do something anyway, like 10 pages. You could have someone write for you. You can outsource content like have them do surveys for you or assessments for you. None of these things you have to write yourself. You can get people to do all of those kind of things for a fraction of the cost, okay? And that was my first product. That product ended up doing about $88,000 in the first 2.5 years, and I was hooked, okay? And from there, I decided to have some other people write 17 other ebooks for me that I sell currently even today online, and I use as a lead generator. So, or I use as a giveaway, right, for content. All right. So that's the first thing. So whenever you're creating content, is think about things that are true to who you are, the steps, the systems that you're naturally taking, that you probably take for granted. And whenever I think about myself being content, I literally had to stop. Like when I thought about what do I do for my kids, to be a good mom, like what are the steps? So what are some of the things that I do to have success as a mom? And I literally say, the first thing I do is, the second thing I do is, the third thing that I do, the fourth thing that I do. And the reason I'm telling you that is creating content is all about understanding and not taking for granted the things that you naturally are doing and the things that you naturally know. But people will buy what you know, but you have to break it down in steps for them, okay? You have to break it down in steps for them. A lot of times what I like to do is to take it and move it backwards. Like literally once I break down the steps, I like to do it in reverse. Like look at it in reverse. And when I look at it in reverse, I can see if anything is missing when I'm breaking down the steps. So if I think about any of the coaching programs that I have, which is the second type of content I'm going to talk about tonight, like if you wanted to do a coaching program, if you wanted to do a training program, if you wanted to do any kind of consulting of sorts, whenever I'm doing a program like that, it literally begins by me first thinking about what are the top of mind problems that demographic has. Okay, so I start with usually 4 or 5 of the top of mind problems that the people I want to work with have. Okay, and so like if I were thinking about moms, I would say, what are the biggest issues that a mom has as it relates to balance, right? And then I might break down what they might be. They might not have a supportive partner. They might be too busy. They might be over, they might be over obligated. They might be sitting on their dreams, like feeling like they can't go for it. So, you get the idea. Then based on that, I choose one of the top of mind problems and I would begin to solve it with a formula, my own formula. So, and that formula, I would then say, step 1, what did I do? If I'm sitting on my dream, what's the first thing that I do if I'm sitting on my dream to uncover that? I then start to journal about what's important to me. That's step 1. What do I journal about, right? Step 2. Then I literally just start to break down what that content looks like. And those you might call modules, if you will. So when you think about anyone that has a coaching program, a training program, any kind of systemized education that they're selling, that's all they've done is they've taken the content and they've broken it down into steps that are easy step-by-step formulas based on how they solve that challenge. I just want to ask you guys, any questions about that? Any questions? Is that making sense? Is that making sense? Okay. All right. No questions? Okay. So continuity programs, let me say, is really a tremendous way to be able to profit in your business. That was probably, I bumped into a continuity program, the Moms Academy. Okay. My first ebook, $14.99. And you can visit the website, you guys are going to laugh, at n-lawhelp.com. n-lawhelp.com. So when you go to the site, you'll be able to see a prototype of what that looks like, what that page looks like, and how I sell it. Okay, so let me just say this, that continuity programs is the second product that I want to talk to you guys about, which is basically taking what you know and breaking it down. So the Moms Academy is a continuity program. These are very, very lucrative programs that I recommend highly because they give you freedom. And it's essentially taking what you know, okay, and putting it into modules or a system, a step-by-step formula that solves a problem for your target demographic, and then putting it inside of a learning management system. So what I mean by that is like the portal that you guys sign on to, which is my portal that you sign on to, is a Kajabi. So that's Kajabi. That's the portal that I use. But you could also use one called Rizuko. Let me just make sure I have the spelling correct for you guys, okay? R-U-Z. Okay, R-U-Z-U-K-U. R-U-Z-U-K-U. Okay, Rizuko. And Rizuko and Kajabi are great learning management systems. It allows you to put your education, the things, the steps that you want to teach, the formulas that you want to teach, into an online education system. Now, there's some cool things about being able to do that. One, if you think of like this video that I'm shooting right now, I could take a video like this, okay? I could take this video from Periscope as being downloaded to Catch, because I'm saving it on catch.me, right? And I could download this content and I could outsource it to someone to transcribe it. So you could actually get this video and you could also get a transcription of what I talked about as content, okay? Or I could take this video, have someone take the audio, only the audio, and create a CD series from it. Just clean it up and create a CD series from it, okay? Do you see the making product is easy? Or I could take this video, okay, and the audio from the video, and then create an ebook from it or an e-course from this audio. All right. So the thing that I want you to understand is that when you're creating content is a very, very easy thing as long as you capture it. And so one of the most important things is whenever you're creating content and you're thinking about like a continuity program, you're thinking about what are my formulas? What are my steps? And you're putting those in a systematic or organized way, and you're talking about them on a platform where it can be recorded. The platforms that I recommend that you can record on are freeconference.com, or you can get yourself a digital recorder. Most smartphones have a digital recording function, but I use a separate digital recorder. You can use a digital recorder and record what you are saying, because then you can repurpose what you are saying into content. Does that make sense? Somebody let me know. You guys following me? So what I'm talking about right now is number 2, which is if you wanted to build out a continuity program, which is a program that people sign up for where they're buying content from you every single month where you're teaching, okay? What you're going to do is systematically break down a top of mind problem or your formula step by step, and that's what you would decide you're going to talk about each and every month. There are lots of ways to be able to do this, but I'm showing you a way to do it in a way that's very inexpensive and easy to do. You literally can take a recorder and record yourself, right, with a digital recorder. You can get that from Best Buy. I like the Sony one. It's about $55. It just needs to be an MP3 file that you can record on. Or you can use a platform like I'm using right now, like Periscope. Record the content, make sure you're saving it to catch.me, right? That your Periscope is synced to your Twitter account through catch.me, and therefore you're recording the videos. You can outsource the videos, send those videos to someone at Fiverr or at Upwork, and they could then take and create transcripts, e-courses, ebooks from this type of video right here, okay? Or you could take the same audio, give it to a editor, audio editor, and they could edit the content and create your very first CD, okay? So I just want you to see how easy it is to create content. It's not difficult at all. The most important thing is just getting clear about what you want to talk about, okay? Putting it in some series or some kind of order. What are your modules? What are your systems? And then deciding how you're going to capture it, right? Meaning, are you going to use a digital recorder? Are you going to use your phone? Are you going to use a tool like Periscope? Or you can use platforms like freeconference.com. Freeconference.com is a great platform. You can record videos, or you can do audios. There are so many resources. I'm trying not to blow you guys out, but that's what's so cool about these kind of Periscopes, these private Periscopes, because I can share with you the resources and the tools, and I know that in sharing those with you, you know, it'll help you get from A to B even quicker, okay? And what's cool is everything that I'm sharing with you, like Periscope is free. If you use freeconference.com, Free Conference is just $9.99, I think it is, a month, and you get unlimited recordings. So you can do your own CD series, you can do your own audios. This is like, it's so easy to create content, and that's what I want you guys to get. All right. Any questions so far about the continuity program? You will use a learning management system once you collect, all of your information and decide what you want to dispense to your customers. Do you want, if you're creating a continuity program, right, that somebody's going to sign up for, some training or education, are you giving them videos? Are you giving them videos? Are you giving them a workbook that goes along with it? Are you giving them a guide that goes along with what you're talking about? What are you giving them in addition to that? Are you also providing them a community, which could be a Facebook community, which is a product? So if you package together, your education and you put it together with community, that's a product. And I want you guys to think about that, because a lot of times when we create product, you want to be able to fully support your client and be able to fully monetize the product by providing value to your clients so they get more of the product. Does it make sense? Okay, let me know if you guys are clear. And let me know if you're unclear by simply typing here so that I can answer your questions in real time. Okay? All right. Everybody clear? Okay. All right. So, okay. And so then the next thing is that You can, you can build a continuity program, which I just mentioned, which I love to do this because continuity programs allow you to make money from the comfort of your home. People can buy your education, they can buy your system or your formula, and they can just sign up and buy it. I mean, people buy content from me all the time. Like the Moms Academy it houses about 8 or 9 different tracks of education. And one of them are my Time for Mommy groups, self-care groups, and people sign up for those all the time. How do I build a website? So you would not build a website. If you needed to create a website, you would outsource it. You can get that done also at Upwork. Have someone do it for you. I'm a big fan of a resource called leadpages.net, Lead pages.net. They're short, small websites that you can do. They're like 3 pages, 4-page websites, lead generating websites. I'm not a big fan of spending a lot for websites. All of my websites I have spent under $500 on, even including my commerce sites over the years because I outsource that. I video blog. So I'm not a big blogger per se. I do blog sometimes professionally for sites like Huffington Post or Dr. Laura or Dr. Oz's Share Care. But mostly what I do is video blog. That's kind of my thing. I'm a video blogger. So we call that vlogging, VLOGGING, okay? All right? And whenever I'm creating content, just know that like even doing this, I could easily take what I'm doing on video and then create blogs from it. So, the main thing about creating content and being consistent with content is find a platform that works for you that makes it easy for you to create content. If you prefer to write, then write. If you prefer to speak, like via video, do that. You like video better also. I like it too. And I think you'd be great on video too, Victoria, by the way. So it's easy, it's simple, it's a great way to generate product for your clients. So, keep that in mind, okay? So you guys are good with the resources I told you so far. So notice that both of the resources I've shared with you so far are not based on your ability to perform. One, if you do ebooks, e-products, that these are books that can work. People can buy 24 hours a day, and they're not based on your ability to perform. If you do a continuity program, you can do the work one time, teach the class, and people can buy and invest in your program and the education over and over and over again. I'm totally into that. The other cool thing that I want you to know about doing a course or an online continuity program is that it allows you to be able to sell to brands. So if you do something that's in alignment with a brand, meaning a brand might want to get your content in front of their audience, and they can buy license and use agreements to use that content and pay you handsomely to be able to do that. So that's one of the reasons that I like to be able to do, this kind of thing. Okay. Another product that you can easily create is, let's talk a little bit about, CDs, audios, box set courses. So what I mean by that, or box set products, what I mean by that is, how you can have a CD, inside of a little plastic vinyl box, and on the cover could be your picture for your brand and the name of the CD series, and your workbook could go inside, or your book could go inside as well. Okay. I'm a big fan of taking your products and then creating multiple ways to reach a customer. Some customers want CDs, some want DVDs, like maybe at your live events. If you do live events, you can take and record yourself, put it on a DVD, and this is an easy and simple way to also reach your target audience, to be able to sell what you have to them. So when you're doing something like that, again, you're thinking about methods to capture. And so what I'm going to suggest to you, because this is what I've done and it's all sold, I've never been a major fan of investing a lot of dollars in my content in the beginning. What makes most sense is that the content is strong content, okay, that it's great content. I've done audios with my digital recorder because it sounds really, really good. You can use a lavalier that you can get for like $75 to go along with it and teach your whole series like that. You can outsource it to someone at Fiverr to do an intro and an outro for you. So for example, something like today, today you're going to hear from Mia Redrick, the mom strategist. She's going to be talking to you today about 5 ways to get your husband to date you more. Up next, Mia Redrick. And then it just cuts right into the audio that I recorded with my digital recorder, okay? And then at the end of the series, it would say, thank you for joining Mia Redrick today with 5 ways that you can get your husband to help you, okay? You can literally, I know, you can literally get you can just outsource the intro and the outro for $5 and have someone to do that. You can also have someone just clean up the audio for you, any ums, any ahs, anything like that, and you have your CDs. Does that make sense? You can do the same with your DVDs. DVDs sometimes are a little trickier depending on how you're going to shoot them. So I usually recommend that if you're going to shoot a video, just keep the frame tight. So if you notice for this video here, it's a tight frame, right? So I don't have to worry about a whole lot of lighting. I don't have to worry about a number of other video things, going on in the background. So keep it simple. If you're going to be shooting and teaching via DVD, do a nice tight frame, and then that's it. It's usable. So everything I try to teach, I also try to model so that you guys get a sense of, this is my frame, okay? This is the frame that I'm using, okay? And that's what you're going to do. And you can take this, you can literally take this free video from Periscope that's going to be recorded to Catch, right, on catch.me, and you can download it, and you could have someone, again, do an intro and an outro for you, right? Like an introduction to who you are that goes on top of the video and at the end of the video, along with any credits that you want, and you've produced your first CD series. You would then take that CD or that DVD and you would send that off to a company called Vervante. That's what I recommend. Vervante. 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 What they do is they are a print-on-demand company that does box sets. Okay. Yes. Okay. They do box sets. You guys are going to, now, you are loving me now, but wait till you see what they do and wait till you see their prices. The possibilities are endless. So, Vervante can do your CDs, your audios, your workbooks. They can do your ebooks. They can do your actual physical books, whatever it is that you need. They can do cards. So maybe you've never thought of actually just taking what you know and putting them on a deck of cards, like your affirmations or anything like that. They can do those types of things also. And I would say that working with a company like Vervante in conjunction with Fiverr, getting someone, a great graphic artist that represents your brand really well to do the graphic work that you need, working in conjunction with both of those is the best thing ever, right? Because yeah, what that does is it allows you then to have a graphic artist that matches your style. You're just loading those files into Vervante. And what's cool about Vervante and why I like print-on-demand companies for products is because you don't have to stockpile a lot of, your books and stuff like that. So a lot of times when you're a new entrepreneur, you don't have the resources, you don't have a lot of working capital to be able to buy like 1,000 books or 2,000 books. And Vervante will allow you with very small numbers to be print on demand. Okay. Does that make sense? So isn't that a really easy way to kind of do DVDs, CDs, and that's inexpensive and affordable? You guys with me? And none of it, the coolest thing is that none of it costs a lot of money to be able to do. And you can create content like out of the wazoo. Like it's like unbelievable, right? Yeah, it is awesome. Okay. Another type of product that I've created over the years are books, right? Like literally personally I have 4 books and I have 17 ebooks, but 112 of my clients are authors. And so doing books, hardcover books, softcover books, doesn't matter. Ebooks are a really great way to write your books. There are a couple ways to be able to do it. One is to write it yourself, right? Literally write down the outline. You're overwhelmed. Great stuff. I know. I'm going to try to take it slow. Let me see. I'll drink some water and let you digest, okay? Okay. It's a lot. I know. So another way is if you're going to write a book, okay? So if you're going to write a book, one of the things you can do is you can write it yourself. Now, one of the things that I recommend, easy way to write a book, if you've always wanted to write a book and you can't figure out why it's taking you like 5 years to write a book and you're still not getting it done, is use a platform like this or use your digital recorder or book yourself for talks based on the number of chapters in the outline of the book, of the story you want to tell. So let's say you have 10 chapters in your outline for the story you want to tell, and chapter 1, book yourself for a talk. do a video just like this, okay, and create the content. Once you create the content for chapter 1, just keep doing your talks, and before you know it, you'll have an entire book done that you actually spoke. Once you take that content, you outsource it to someone at, like, I wouldn't use Fiverr as much as I would use Upwork. Get a quality ghostwriter. Well, you can get somebody to transcribe. You can get a transcriptionist or a quality ghostwriter to ghostwrite or to transcribe your content, and then send that to an editor, and that's how you can write your book. Okay, it's really easy. So all you need is a graphic designer, a ghostwriter. You need a way to capture your content via video, okay, or audio. Okay, transcribe it. Okay, have a ghostwriter that can always add to it, or you can send it to an editor, professional editor, who will edit what you spoke. Does that make sense? Okay, easy way to write a book. If you are doing talks, the same thing. You take your digital recorder with you wherever you go, all right, wherever you go, and therefore you record whatever it is that you whatever it is. So that's the easiest way I know to be able to write a book without picking up a pen. Okay. The other way is you can always contract with a ghostwriting team. And you guys know that's a service that I offer as well. And I will tell you, if you can do it on your own, you save yourself so much money. If you hire a ghostwriting team, we charge $15,000 to $22,000 to do a book. So I'm just saying that typically any done-for-you service is going to be more, but it's worth it because they're doing it for you, all right? So there's no wrong or right way to do it. It's just the way. It's just the way. And all I'm sharing with you today is how to create content. And I hope that what I'm saying to you guys today is supporting you, giving you some different ideas of what you can do to create content easily, effortlessly, with some resources and tools that are affordable and available to you like that, right? So at the end of the day, we're paying people for what they know, not what they're doing, right? Because you can do what they can do if you knew what they know. Okay, great. Okay, perfect. All right, so far I've talked to you about doing an ebook. I've talked to you about continuity programs. I've talked to you about doing hardcover books if you wanted to do that, or doing your larger ebook, something like that. The next type of content that I want to share with you is maybe you want to do a course. Maybe you want to do a course. So motivating. Where have you been all of my life, right? I'm here. I'm right here. I've been right here. Pat, I am right here. I'm so glad to have met you also. So the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about are the courses that you guys can create, because I just mentioned in number 2 is the continuity piece. But let's say you wanted to create a smaller course. Maybe you're not really sure how to do it. Easy and simple way to get it done is, if you already have a book, for example, you already have content sitting around your house and it's just not organized, is you can turn all of that over to someone on Upwork that does training and development, manuals, that writes modules, that do training programs. So you don't even have to write it. You don't have to come up with it. You can literally outsource and have someone do that for you. Does that make sense? Okay, you can outsource and have someone do that for you. And what's really cool about that is, you can then move on. So you have a couple of choices if you're going to create your courses. You can write them and create the content yourself, okay? Or you can have somebody else write and create the content for you. I do recommend that anytime you're going to work with a professional vendor, yes, get rid of the paper. Yeah, right. Put the paper to use, right? Put the paper to use. That's the main thing. And I think that what you'll see is that it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a pretty cool and easy way to get your content out your head or out your house, off your computer, and then into the hands of someone that can actually get those modules out into the world. I think one of the easiest ways to do it is, if you already have the content on your computer or you already have a book, just turning that over to someone that does training and development, and they can knock it out the park. And they're so used to doing it. My background is training and development, and so I'm very familiar with content. That's what I like to do. This is nothing for someone that knows how to break down content in easy, simple, step-by-step formulas. So that's how they think. That's how they train. So, they can create for you a guidebook, how to get started, the step-by-step formulas. They can even do training guides for you for train the trainer if you were going to do live events. So think of it, if you're going to do content, it might be content that you're selling online, or these might be courses that you want to sell to corporations. Like you might want to come up with an executive coaching program based on what you know, and you need step-by-step courses for that, and maybe you don't want to create those, so you just outsource it, have someone create the work guides, the instructions, the lunch and learn sessions, whatever it is going to be, that go along with your talks that you're going to give out and to sell. And that's what's kind of cool. Like one of my clients, she has a corporate contract. She has several, but she had a corporate contract with this major brand, and they paid her like 25 grand to come in and train their demographic. But she gave them each a copy of her book, and she also gave them a workbook that goes along with the program. She videotaped the program, and then she shot a video while she was teaching them live, and then anyone that didn't attend the session, they could also see the video. And she gave them, a license and use agreement for a certain number of people inside her private portal. So this is another way you can monetize whatever it is, or be able to sell your products to a brand in a completely different way that you might not be thinking of. That's what I like to do. I think that brands want to buy products, and that is what you need to know, is that brands want to work with you and they will buy your product, but you got to have a product they want to buy. Okay. All right. And it just changes the way that you can work with them. So, for example, think about a trade show. What happens at trade shows? Brands are giving away things, right? And they will give away your things as long as your idea and your message is something that their target audience wants. You got to keep in mind that brands don't create product. They don't create product. We create product. And that's why you always want to be thinking about, what can you create that solves a problem for a certain demographic, and what corporation will have a need for that particular product. So I just want to open the floor for a second to see if you guys have any questions. Have you been following along with me on this scope? Has this supported you guys? Are there any additional questions, based on what I've said to you tonight? If you're thinking about creating product, there are a couple of things that I want you guys to keep in mind. One is, I want to check that. One is you want to start with what you're organically do, what you do all the time. What are your formulas? What are your strategies? What are the things that you know already and that you're talking about already? What are the top of mind issues that your customers are having? And then just choose one or two and then start to build out your formula to solve them. Do they need books? Do they need courses? Do they need ebooks? Do they need, one of my clients, Tawana Brown Smith, is in Mom's Guide to Travel. Tawana is a travel consultant. So what she did was create luggage cards for families, for moms and dads and children. Yes, I will email you. Too many questions now, okay? This is the format, Victoria, for your questions. So just start, just plug them in. That's what I'm here for, to answer your questions. And that way you have an in-depth response to what you're asking. And I know it's a lot when you hear, the different ways that you can create product. Also, tell me, guys, if you don't mind, tell me the kind of products that you are working on or that you're thinking of creating, and that'll give me some ideas also of what I can share with you. Because I've shared today a couple of conventional products. You'll be better prepared, right? A couple of conventional products include, books, continuity programs, ebooks, courses, CDs, DVDs, but the product doesn't have to be that. The product could be cards. Like I said, they can be affirmation cards that just have your message and information on them. One of my clients did a book, and she did spiritual cards that was like a game that went along with her product. She created something like that. So when you're creating a product, it can be almost anything. It can be a full book, or it can be a workbook. You do personality assessments. Okay, so that's great. So if you did various personality assessments, and that was a product that people could download, for, I don't know, $4.99, $7.99, depending on how big they go, $29.99. And then, or sometimes even a product that you might be creating would be your coaching product or your consulting product. So let me speak to that for a minute. So I am a coach, right? So I coach clients mostly in group formats, right? So, but I do have some one-to-one consultations. So that is a product also that you can sell. And I think what's important is that somebody could buy like your personality assessment, Victoria, but then they might also need more, and you know that they need more. So you offer them an opportunity for an upsell, meaning if you want to, if you do a personality assessment and they want to speak with you, then they can speak with you and you have whatever that fee is, $150, $200, for them to get 60 minutes of your time to talk to you, to go deeper with the personality assessment. Or you could do a personality assessment that is, it's a personality assessment, and that from there you make some recommendations to them, and for another journey, that they get an email, follow-up email, autoresponder based on their responses, what you would recommend for them. And then I would do sort of like a call to action. If they responded within a certain period of time, then they could get this included with that, and therefore people would be more responsive, to you about it. But there's so many cool ways to be able to sell what is in terms of consultation. People will pay you for your time. And I really struggled around that when I got started in business, because I was charging $75 an hour. Although I was a professional, I was a trainer. I was a corporate trainer. I made a decent income, and I thought because I was doing something differently that I couldn't charge my worth, right? Like I had it all mixed up. And the very first thing my coach made me do right away was charge $150 an hour, because why would I work for less than that with the background I had? And I'm saying that to you. I'm telling you my story, but I'm saying that to you, that people will pay you for your time, and that is another way to really be able to monetize. Now, for me, whenever I'm creating, packages for people to talk with me one-to-one, then those are my most expensive packages because they require more of my time. I prefer to create packages that are one-to-many. So let me talk about that for a minute. If you're creating coaching or consultation packages, you have a couple options. You can be on-site. How do you approach corporations? Okay, that's a great question. I'll answer that in a minute. You can have one-to-one products, right? So you could have off-site, where I actually show up at your location and I meet with your demographic, your audience that you have for me, or your executive team, whatever. Or I could be working with a client one-to-one, doing like a VIP day, which is me and the client, 4 hours or 8 hours during the day. Or I can have a Skype call with a client, and they can pay me to coach them through a strategy, but we see one another and I'm here at home. Or we can have a phone call, right? And now with Periscope, I guess we could do a Periscope consultation too, if that was something the client is into. I would probably prefer for my consultations with the one-to-one client to do Skype or Google Hangout, and then videotape it so that they would have copy of it. So just keep in mind that your clients, there's a lot of different ways to be able to monetize what you have to say. And the thing is, the thing that's so cool is that you want to provide additional value to your clients. Like, you don't want to just talk to your clients and not record the conversation, because if you're giving out information and sharing resources, they're going to want to have access to those things for later, okay? And you're going to want them to have access to those things. That's an added value that you're providing for them, so they don't have to feverishly take notes, right? Because you've already recorded it, they can go back and listen to it. So that's kind of cool too. And it helps you to figure out later, maybe you want to take some of the content and turn it into an ebook or something like that as well. So doing one-to-one consultations is a really great way to be able to work with your clients and your audience. It's one of the most profitable ways, and I think it's really important not to get that twisted. That if you're going to be with a client one-to-one, that is your premium product. Anytime I'm with a client one-to-one. Email coaching is another product. I don't do a whole lot of email coaching with my clients. I have 1-2 products that I offer email coaching with it, because it's time consuming. But you can have a product that's just email coaching, $150 a month. You'll answer any questions you want. You also gather stories, right? You gather stories, that's right. So you can have email coaching, you can have one-to-one coaching with a client, you can have group coaching, which is what I prefer. Group coaching programs one-to-many is so great for us as women and busy professionals, because it means that when you show up and you're speaking to a group, typically on my calls, there are, usually if I do core moms, somewhere between 7 and 10 moms on a call. Well, 7 to 10 moms on a call is better than one mom on a call, and and talking to them one-to-one. I'm just saying, okay? It's more profitable for you for your time. And so if you can imagine, if you had a program and you were charging $100 for the program and you had 10 people on the call, well, then you're making $1,000 for that hour, right? Instead of, having one person making $100. Does that make sense? So creating programs that allow you to be one to many is better. And I also like it because of the synergy that happens when you put people together, particularly depending on the topic, because sometimes if it's sensitive, it needs to be one-to-one. But if it's one-to-one, that's always going to be your premium product. That's where you're going to be charging your clients more than anything, okay? In terms of how to get in touch with brands, I'm actually going to do a training about that in depth. I'm going to go deep on it, but the short version is that you need to decide when you're creating a product what department needs what you have. So when you have a product, think about the department that needs what you have. One of the things that I like to do is to have a catalog, my company catalog of what I offer, and then I like to make that available to that particular corporation. All right. So think about it think about JCPenney's. Why do you buy from JCPenney's? Because they send you a catalog like that big. You know everything they offer. Now, they don't just send you a catalog once a year. They send you a catalog multiple times, right, throughout the year. They send you small flyers throughout the year. So you always know whether you're buying from them or you're not buying from them, what they have. And if you think of your company that way and you make it easy for people to know what you have, that's the easiest thing that you could possibly do, in your business, okay? Are there any questions for me? Emails and coupons. Emails and coupons. So tell me what you mean, Tara. So emails and coupons. I don't really do coupons with my with brands or corporations that I'm dealing with. I like to introduce myself. I like to make sure that they know what my offerings are and how I can support them, whether it's a lunch and learn, or whether it's a training opportunity, or whether it's a product that would be of service to their target demographic. That's how I like to approach them specifically. I like to make sure that they have a catalog of my company's offerings, and then we move from there. Oh, JCPenney sends those. Yes. Okay. Yes. They send coupons. But for my company, I don't send any coupons out. Yes. But I do get in front of my audience frequently so that they know, so that they know what I offer and what my company offers. So you got to remember about corporations, they might see you, they might like you, but they might not know everything that you offer. They might not know that you do trainings or executive coaching. They may not know that you do personality assessments, and they might be looking for someone that does that. So it's important to send a catalog to them so that they know what your products and your offerings are, and they don't have to guess. See, when people have to guess what you offer, then you miss out on business. So that's really the point, to this. So when you're creating content is really it's so easy. I hope that you guys, do you feel like what I'm saying to you, is it doable? Does it feel doable? Say yes or no. Let me know. What do you think? Are you overwhelmed by, what I've said? But really, there's so many different ways to create content. And what I want your biggest takeaway to be is, who creates the catalogs? That's a great question. So you would outsource it through Upwork, and you would literally find a graphic designer to design a catalog for you. That's it. And it wouldn't be expensive to have someone do it. So you would outsource it and have somebody do it for you, a graphic designer do it for you. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay. So you would have a graphic, and everything that I'm sharing with you guys, it's just easy to do. I think once you understand, this is how big companies operate. They've been outsourcing for years and getting things done, outsourcing their graphic design departments. They've been it's so doable. They've been outsourcing their graphic work. They've been outsourcing their call centers. They've been outsourcing for years. And a lot of small business owners don't realize that the same thing is available to you as well. And so that's what I'm sharing with you guys today. And my hope is that, now if you thought about creating content, I don't know how to do it. I just told you how to do it. We've made it really simple and easy for you to be able to, tomorrow be able to create content. Now, I do like to give homework. I like to give homework on all my calls. So here's your assignment. How do you know what to charge? That's a great question. It depends on the product. What I recommend is that you look for comparable products in your market and just get an idea. Yeah, you just get an idea of what is the fair market for what's being offered in your area, the thing you want to sell. So, find people who are on the low end and then find people at the high end. And then look at the difference of the scope of what they're selling. Like, what's the scope of what they're selling and how does that compare to what you're selling? Look at your experience and compare that to the person at the high end and the person at the low end, and then make a decision. I'm going to tell you that the person at the low end is likely not getting the best business. So a lot of times when we first get started in business, we think that lower price equals more customers. It does the opposite psychologically. People, think about it. If somebody was giving you a car for free, right? I just mentioned this the other day on the scope. Somebody gives you a car for free and it's a Mercedes, and Mercedes is a great car, but you would be like, what's wrong with that? Why is it, why free? Oh no, they say, no, not free, $100. You say, but I mean, that car sells for, that particular car, used car, is going to sell for $27,000. You're going to give that to me for $100. Even though the person would be being generous, you would have a hard time processing it. That's how your customers feel when you underprice yourself. And that's why you need to make sure that you're not the cheapest product in town. You want to make sure you attract your target audience always, and that, you work with people that really value what you have, because then you'll have a better demographic to work with. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So I like to give homework, all right, on all of my calls. And so your home assignment, not for profit, tell you the limited budget. How can you ask for what you're worth? So you can tell them what your fees are, and you can always choose to provide a discount to work with them. So you tell them what your fees are. So if your fee is $5,000 for the project, you tell them that for this job, my quote is $5,000. They're going to say, whoa, hey, the $5,000, that's like not in our budget. And you say, what is your budget? And they'll tell you something like, well, we've got like $1,500 for a project like this. Then you say, okay, let me look at this. Then you find other ways to add value into the contract, i.e., referrals. Okay, so I can do, if you guys are willing to refer me to introduce me to 3 other companies that could use my services that you guys are connected to, then, okay. And if you're willing to write a testimonial for me, within 30 days, and so you find other ways to provide value for yourself that would be win-win, and then you let them know that you're willing to discount whatever it is in order for you to do business. But these are the elements that have to be included in order for them to qualify for that discount. And these are all very valuable things to you. Does this make sense? Okay. So Okay, yes. All right. So that's the main way that I like to, if I'm going to discount whatever it is, then it's got to be win-win. And the reason this is important is when you're structuring a business relationship with a client, you want to always make sure that the client fully values you and the services provided. And if they don't, they're going to be a problem client, going to be a pain in the neck. Okay, great clients value you. They know you're worth it. They might not have the budget for it, but they know that you're worth it. And the worst thing you could ever do is just reduce your prices just to get business, because you'll be out of business. If we reduced our prices for our laundry business just because people said they can't do it, I don't even know how we would be able to cut the lights on, you know what I mean? Pay our employees, pay the electricity, at the facility. So you can't do that. You have to literally have the price, okay? And that's that. All right. Okay. So your home assignment is that in the next 30 days, I want you guys to each create a product that relates to your business. Now, I don't want you to create a busy product. I want you to create a product that you really want, like a product that you really need for your business that will support your business. Now, the product could be something that you sell, or the product could be a product that you use as a lead generator. It does not matter. But it doesn't take long to create a product. So, because everything I talked to you guys about today is easy and simple. And so, are there any questions in terms of creating products, or any, about where to get started, right? I've named a couple of resources for you on how you can easily create a product, all right? And the reason that I want you to create a product in the next 30 days is because once you see that you can create a product within 30 days, you'll realize that creating product and making product is easy, and it'll change you forever, right? And in order for me to talk to you guys about some of the other calls that are going to be coming up, I want you to have a product, because if I say this is how to monetize and price your product, you have to actually have a product in order for us to do that. Does that make sense? Okay. And so you have 30 days from today. Okay. We'll devour this video. You're going to devour it, right? Okay. So the question is, this is my first time doing Periscope as a coaching tool. How was this for you guys? Did you like this tool for coaching training? Did you like this tool? Because the other option we have is we can do a call where, I don't get to see you guys on it, but we can do a recorded call. But I think this is kind of cool. So what's your feedback? Did you guys, did you get value from the call? Okay, you thought it was awesome. Okay, all right. I think it's going to be a really great tool also, and you'll be able to see what your questions were in real time when you see the video as well and get the replay. All right. Any other questions? The floor is open. You like this format? I do too. I do too. I haven't done this format because this is my first one, but I really like it also. Okay. All right. Your website has too much. Okay. I know too much that you're interested in, right? So it's a lot. I know it's a lot, and there's a lot to consider. I'm just there. I'm just trying to serve. I'm just trying to serve. And you're going to have too much. So that's the reality, is that where can I place my questions? So when you go to the portal, you will see when the video is posted, under the video, if you have questions, you can post it. Mia, what is your in-law website again? n-lawhelp.com. n-lawhelp.com. Okay. The other thing is, once you go to the portal, when this video is posted, you'll see right under it, you'll be able to leave comments, and it'll be pretty easy and simple for you to be able to do that. So once it's posted, I think it'll be self-explanatory for you. Okay. Are there any other questions? Okay. All right. All right. Did you guys enjoy the call? I think you enjoyed the call. All right. All right. Great. All right. So this was great. So you have 30 days to get your homework done. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys next month. And you're getting ready for the next time, right? Right, getting your running shoes on. You're just excited, right? It is exciting. And Tara, hopefully you can see the difference between the two scopes, the public scopes and the private scopes. The private scopes, I get to share, I get to go a little deeper, and I get to explain what the resources are that will support you, that allow you to kind of get it done. So that's the difference, really. Ready, set, go. Okay. So thank you so much for your time, guys. I've enjoyed talking to each and every one of you guys. And this call should be loaded within the next 24, 48 hours. It'll be loaded, if not sooner. Okay. And you'll see it as in the portal. You'll sign on. You'll see it'll be there. All right. You see the difference, right? The difference is it's just deeper, right? It's like it's a deeper resource. Hugs to you too. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys tonight, and no, I won't talk to you tonight. I'll talk to you guys soon, and have a good night. Okay. Bye. Bye, guys.